Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right.
Good morning. Let's take a seat, please, as the court calls file number 261562FH. It is captioned People of the State of Michigan versus Mustafa, is it Hamid?
Sir.
All right, so we do have Mr. Hamid here along with his attorney, Mr. Gerald Corwin, who is our public defender. Mr. Kerner is present, our elected prosecutor. I was given a couple of documents yesterday that tells me we're going to attempt to plea. Those documents include a plea agreement sheet signed by the attorneys as well as Mr. Hamid, and then a form of advice of rights also appears to have been signed by Mr. Hamid. With that, sir, would you raise your right hand with me? Best that you can. Do you promise that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Sir, are you on probation or parole in this court or any other court?
No, sir.
Other than the charges that bring us together today, do you have charges pending anywhere else?
No, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Kerner, do you have terms for us?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant will plead guilty to count one, possession of heroin less than 25 grams. The people do not have an objection to treatment court if eligible and accepted. The people will not issue a habitual fourth. We could have issued a habitual fourth, but in consideration of the plea agreement, if he pleads straight to the charge, we will not add the habitual fourth. The estimated sentencing guidelines are 0 to 17 months.
Thank you, Mr. Kerner. Mr. Corwin, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Kerner. Would you read the count into the record, please?
Your Honor, yes. In the name of the people, State of Michigan, the prosecuting attorney for this county appears before the court and informs the court that on the date and location described above, the defendant did, count one, controlled substance, possession of cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic less than 25 grams. Did knowingly or intentionally possess less than 25 grams of a mixture containing controlled substance heroin, contrary to MCL 333.74032AV. This is a felony punishable up to 4 years and or $25,000 and against the peace and dignity of the state of Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. Kerner. Mr. Hamid, let's go through the terms of the plea together. I'm told you're willing to plead guilty as charged to possession of heroin, and that's a felony punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kerner estimates your sentencing guidelines to be anywhere on the minimum from 0 to 17 months. Did you hear him talk about your guidelines?
I did.
Did you hear him use the word estimate when he was talking about your guidelines?
I did.
Yeah, that's important, Mr. Hamid, because the court will score the accurate guidelines as we get close to your sentence date. My point is that if the court scores the guidelines differently than Mr. Kerner's estimate, you would not be able to withdraw your plea on that issue. Do you understand that?
I do.
The second component of the plea is that the people have no objection to you coming into a treatment court. Do you understand that?
I do.
It's great that they're not objecting, but it's ultimately left to the court, to me, as to whether or not you'll come into a treatment court. Do you understand that?
I do.
And you also understand that as of today, I don't know whether or not you could come into a treatment court because I don't know anything about you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I can assure you, though, Mr. Hamid, once we get close to your sentence date, I will know everything that I need to know to be able to make a decision regarding your status in the treatment court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But if the court determines that for whatever reason it wouldn't be appropriate for you to come into a treatment court, you wouldn't be able to withdraw your plea on that issue either. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about the terms of the plea?
I do not.
Other than what was placed on the record here moments ago, has anybody made you any promises to get you to plead guilty today?
No, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Corwin, you aware of any promises not placed on the record?
There are none, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Kerner.
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hamid, has anybody threatened you or any members of your family to get you to plead guilty today?
No, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to possession of heroin because you are, in fact, guilty of committing that crime?
Guilty.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yes. Has your attorney, Mr. Corwin, left the final decision as to whether or not to plead guilty up to you?
Yes.
Has he talked to you about the different choices that you have to resolve this matter?
He did.
Has he explained to you that you have a right to a jury trial and all that entails?
Yes.
Have you concluded then, Mr. Hamid, that this plea deal made by the people and accepted on your behalf by your lawyer is in your own personal best interest?
I do.
Do you understand that once the court accepts your plea and finds you guilty, you give up or you waive your automatic right to appellate review?
I do.
If you wanted to appeal these proceedings to another court, Mr. Hamid, you would have to go to that court and ask them for permission or leave to appeal. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
I mentioned receiving a form of advice of rights, and when I look at that form, Mr. Hamid, I see a printed name on the bottom of the form. It reads Mustafa Hamid, and then there's a signature above it. Sir, is that your signature?
It is.
Did you read all the rights that are listed on this form before you signed it?
I did.
Before you signed the advice rights form, did your attorney, Mr. Corwin, did he make himself available to you to answer any questions you might have or address any concerns you may have about any of those rights?
He did.
Finally, Mr. Hamid, before you signed the advice rights form, did you in your mind knowingly and willingly waive those rights?
I did.
Mr. Hamid, do you have any questions to the court regarding your rights?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions to the court regarding anything that touches and concerns the plea?
No, sir.
Are you ready to move forward?
Yes, sir.
Very well, Mr. Hamid. How do you plead to possession of heroin?
Guilty as charged.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamid. If we go back to the time of day set forth in the information, what happened on April 28th of the year 2025 that makes you guilty as charged?
I was sitting on the side of the road using heroin.
I'm sorry, sir?
I was sitting on the side of the road using heroin.
Did you have contact with law enforcement on that date?
I did.
And where did that contact occur?
South Lytle and Kirby.
And Kirby, is that in Caledonia Township? Is that in Caledonia Township?
Yes.
And that is in Shiawassee County?
Yes, sir.
And you say you were sitting on the side of the road?
Yes, sir.
Were you in a vehicle?
I was.
All right, so you're in a vehicle. Did you pull over? Was
Yeah,
there
I
an
pulled
accident?
over on the side of the road to use heroin.
Pulled over specifically to use drugs?
Yes, sir.
And did the law enforcement contact occur while you were using, just after, or?
He walked up on the side of me.
Pardon me?
He walked up behind me.
While you were actually in, how were you putting that drug into your body?
IV.
An IV. So he caught you right in the act then?
Right in the act.
And so you were possessing heroin, obviously, if you were putting it into your body at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there was a liquid contained in a syringe?
Yes, sir.
And that liquid contained in the syringe you knew was heroin?
It did.
Mr. Corwin, do you have a factual basis?
The court does, Your Honor.
What time? I'm just curious. What time of day or night was this?
Just afternoon, I believe.
Just afternoon. Mr. Kerner, do we have a factual basis?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Kerner, do you believe the court's complied with the guilty plea provisions of Michigan Court Rule 6.302, subsections B through D of that court rule?
It has.
Mr. Corwin, do you concur with Mr. Kerner on that point?
Yes.
I agree with the lawyers, Mr. Hamid. The court does find you guilty. The court finds further that your plea is understanding, voluntary, and accurate. Your conviction is now made a part of the record of this court. Let's check in with Mr. Schmidt and see if we have a sentence date.
Yes, sir. It's going to be June 26, 2026 at 8:30 a.m.
How does that look on your calendar, Mr. Corwin?
I will be here, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Hamid. I see drug court people are in the courtroom, so that means that the ball is rolling, and that's a good thing. You'll be remanded to the custody of the Sheriff's Department to await your sentence. But in the meantime, firstly, an agent from the Michigan Department of Corrections will be along to interview you. Please be honest and forthright during that interview, because a lot of what you say is going to go into a report that's going to be published to the parties and to the court. Secondly, if you haven't already, you'll receive visitors from my treatment team that are there to assess you to determine whether or not you're eligible and it's appropriate for you to come into the treatment court or whatever treatment court you qualify for. So be honest and forthright with those representatives too. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We can just keep it going. Right? Keep going. Okay. File number 261710, FH, People of the State of Michigan versus Juan Martinez. Mr. Allen is present along with Mr. Martinez. People are here and represented by their elected prosecutor, Mr. Scott Kerner. Are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, sir.
Would you raise your right hand with me, please? Do you promise that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I promise.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Try to keep your voice up for us if you can. Mr. Martinez, are you on probation or parole in this court or any other court?
No.
Other than the charges that bring us together today, do you have charges pending anywhere else?
I have child support in Indiana.
Maybe a warrant there because of an allegation that you haven't paid?
Yeah.
Anything else?
That would be all.
It's my understanding that you're not a citizen-born person, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Allen, would you like to build a record on that?
I would. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Martinez, we've had many discussions, correct?
Correct.
And I've explained to you that because you're not a citizen of the United States, this most likely would result in you being deported back to Mexico.
Yes.
And we've had an opportunity to talk about the ups and downs and all around that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So you understand that, you know, we're going to be entering a guilty plea here today, so that might trigger a deportation order. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen. I have some documents that were given to me. That includes a plea agreement sheet signed by the attorneys and by Mr. Martinez, and then a form of advice rights also signed by Mr. Martinez. Mr. Kerner, do we have terms for a plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant pleaded guilty to count 2, resisting and obstructing a police officer, and count 3, resisting and obstructing a police officer. The prosecutor agrees to dismiss count 1 in the habitual offender second offense. The estimated sentencing guidelines are 0 to 17 months. It's discretionary consecutive on the resisting and obstructing.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
It is.
Thank you. Would you read those counts into the record, Mr. Kerner?
Yes. In the name of the people of the state of Michigan, the prosecuting attorney for this county appears before the court and informs the court that on the date and location described above, the defendant did count due. Police officer, first responder, assault, resisting, obstructing. Did assault, batter, wound, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Trooper Lehman, a police officer of the Michigan State Police, who the defendant knew or had reason to know was performing his or her duties contrary to MCL 750-81D1. This is a felony punishable up to 2 years and or $2,000. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750-506 if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Count 3, police officer, first responder, assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Did assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Trooper Dreisgott, a police officer of the Michigan State Police, who the defendant knew or had reason to know was performing his or her duties contrary to MCL 750-81D. This is a felony punishable 2 years and or $2,000. Consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750-506A if the assault was committed in the place of confinement. This is against the peace and dignity of the state of Michigan.
Thank you, Mr. Kerner. Mr. Martinez, let's go through the terms of the plea. As I understand it, you're willing to plead guilty to counts 2 and 3. Each of them are resisting and obstructing a police officer. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Each is punishable, or is a felony punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
What makes these charges unusual is that these charges specifically could run consecutive rather than concurrently. Do you understand that? Most crime, is that a yes?
Yes.
Most crimes, if you're convicted of multiple crimes, run concurrent, side by side. You do the same time for the same crime. But resisting and obstructing a police officer, in some circumstances, they could run consecutive, which means you don't start the sentence on one until you completed the other. Do you understand that?
I understand.
In this case, even though each is a 2-year felony, the maximum potential punishment you could receive is 4 years imprisonment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's what's going to happen to you, Mr. Martinez, because I've only just met you today and I don't know anything about you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But I can assure you that by the time we get back together again for a sentencing next month or the month after, I'll be in a position to be able to tell you for sure whether or not consecutive sentence is going to be a factor in your sentence. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
If it was, this is how it would work. You would serve no more than 0 to 16 for count 2, 0 to 16 to 24 months on count 2. And then when you finish that sentence, you would begin your sentence for count 3. That would be 0 to 16 up to 24 months. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Offset by any credit you've gained up to this point. Does that make sense?
Judge, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, 0 to 17 is the estimated guideline.
It can't be. It's People v. Tanner caps you at 16 months.
I understand.
It can't,
Yes, I understand.
yeah, it can't be 17 months.
I'm just reading based off of the report. So you understand what he's saying, even though that's a little bit different than what the estimated guidelines.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Martinez?
Yeah.
All right. Other than what's placed on the record here today, has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Allen, you aware of any promises not placed on the record?
Yeah.
Mr. Kerner?
None.
Thank you. Mr. Martinez, has anybody threatened you or any members of your family to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty to 2 counts of resisting and obstructing a police officer because you are, in fact, guilty of committing those crimes?
Yes.
Has your attorney, Mr. Allen, has he left the final decision as to whether or not to plead guilty up to you?
Yeah.
Has he talked to you about the different choices that you have to resolve the matter?
Yes.
Has he explained to you that you have a right to a jury trial and all that entails?
Yes.
Have you concluded then that the offer made by the people to plead to 2 counts of resisting and obstructing is in your best interest to accept?
Yeah.
Do you understand, Mr. Martinez, that once the court accepts your plea and finds you guilty, you give up or you waive your automatic right to appeal?
Yeah.
If you wanted to appeal these proceedings, you would have to go to another court and ask for permission or leave to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
Mr. Martinez, another form the court received is captured advice or rights. And when I look at that form, I see a printed name. It reads Juan Martinez, and there's a signature above it. Is that your signature, Mr. Martinez?
Yes, sir.
Did you read all those rights before you signed the form?
I did.
Before you signed the form, did your attorney, Mr. Allen, did he make himself available to you to answer any questions you might have or address any concerns you may have about any of those rights?
Yes.
Finally, Mr. Martinez, before you signed the advice or rights form, did you in your mind knowingly and willingly waive those rights?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions of the court regarding your rights?
No
Do
question.
you have any questions of the court regarding anything that touches and concerns the plea?
No, sir.
Are you ready to move forward then?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martinez, how do you plead to count 2, resisting and obstructing a police officer?
Guilty.
How do you plead to count 3, resisting and obstructing a police officer?
Guilty.
If we go back to the time and date set in the information, Mr. Allen, ask him what happened on March 23rd of the year 2026 that makes him guilty of that crime, those crimes.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, back on March 23, 2026, in the county of Shiawassee in the state of Michigan, you called 911, is that correct?
Correct.
And you called 911 because you were feeling suicidal, correct?
Yes.
And then a couple state troopers got there, correct?
Correct.
And you knew these were state troopers. They were in their uniforms, correct?
Correct.
And they showed up in their squad cars, correct?
Correct.
With the lights on and all of that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in the process of, I suppose, them trying to help you, you were given specific orders by the troopers?
Yes.
And you didn't follow those troopers, correct?
Correct.
And I think it was several orders that you did not follow, correct?
Correct.
And that involved Trooper Lehman, and that's how we got one count. And it also involved Trooper DZIURGOT, correct?
Correct.
And so there were at least 2 instances where you resisted the orders that were given to you by the state troopers, correct?
Correct.
Venue?
Oh, venue, I'm sorry. And this happened, I know you're not from here, Mr. Martinez, but for purposes of the record, this happened on Wilkinson Road, is that correct?
Correct.
And that is in the city of Owasso, state of Michigan, Shiawassee County?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Mr. Kerner, do we have factual basis?
We do.
Do you believe the court's complied with the guilty plea provisions of Michigan Court Rule 6.302, subsections B through D of that court rule?
It has.
Mr. Allen, do you concur with Mr. Kerner on both counts? I agree with the lawyers, Mr. Martinez. The court does find you guilty. It finds further that your plea is understanding, voluntary, and accurate. Your conviction is now made a part of the record of this court. Let's check in with Mr. Schmidt for a sentence date.
Yes, sir, it's gonna be June 26, 2026, 8:38.
That will be our sentence date. Mr. Martinez, you'll be remanded to the custody of the sheriff without bond to await your sentence date. But we got to do a couple of things before you come back for sentencing. Number one, jail personnel will be along to collect a DNA sample from you. It'd be a mouth swab. You do that for us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Secondly, an agent from the Michigan Department of Corrections will come to interview you. Please be honest during that interview.
Yes, sir.
All right. If there's anything good you want me to know about you, let the agent know. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pull to the shoulder to weather the pain. A troubled mind seeking shelter from rain. The officers came, but the orders were crossed. Now waiting in cell